The Pythagorean theorem. So I just want to remind you the Pythagorean theorem says that if you have a right triangle, so a right triangle means that you have a 90-degree angle right here, and you have sides A and B. Those are the two legs of the triangle. Doesn't matter where they are, they're just on either side of the 90 degrees. And then you have C, which is your hypotenuse. And your hypotenuse is the side opposite the right angle, right? So here's our right angle, C is the side opposite of that. And the Pythagorean theorem says that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So this is our formula that we're going to need to use in a little bit. So let's read this problem. It says your friend and you start at the same point and travel at constant rates. You travel directly west and your friend travels directly north. After your friend bikes north 5 miles, you guys are 13 miles apart. How far are you biked? Okay, so before I even try and solve this, I'm going to draw a picture. So here's our starting point, and you travel directly west, so let's make this as straight of a line as I can. And your friend travels directly north, so we're not talking about northeast or northwest, we're just saying directly north. Then what we're told is that your friend biked north 5 miles, and after that time, you know that you're 13 miles apart. And this is what you want to know, is what is your distance. So since it's directly west and directly north, this is our 90-degree angle. And I can use the Pythagorean theorem. So just make sure you put A, B, and C in the right spot. So it doesn't matter whether you put A or B first, because addition is commutative. So I'm going to do x squared plus 5 squared. So here's my A and here's my B. Equals, what does matter is that your C is always after the equal sign, and that's opposite the right angle, so equals 13 squared. Let's square both of the 5 and the 13, so we get x squared plus 25 equals 169. And because we're factoring, I'm going to go ahead and subtract the 169 from both sides, so set this equal to 0. There's other ways to solve this. And I get x squared minus 144 equals 0. There's no GCF here, but this is a difference of squares. So remember, the only way two terms can be factored is if it's a difference of squares or a sum or difference of cubes, unless I'm just pulling out a GCF. So I'm going to set this up. I have x and opposite signs. Square root of 144 is 12, so it's x plus 12 and x minus 12. Set both of these factors equal to 0. And you're going to notice over here, this first one, when you subtract 12, you get a negative 12, and we never talk about a negative distance, so that one's gone. But here you add 12, and you get x is 12, and our units are miles. So you traveled 12 miles.